Hello everyone, and welcome to our recap of the sixth round of Tata Steel 2022. And well, to my taste, actually this was an eventful round. First of all, the world champion win and joining the leaders in a game that, well, we will get to see some of the key moments there, but I thought it was maybe Rapport should have held that position and been a bit different. It was quite important for the tournament as Rapport was sharing the lead, and the other one, I mean, this game between Giri and Caruana. Okay, Giri obviously had not horrible game against Magnus, and then made several quick draws. And yeah, this game, okay, it could have been like completely the end of his tournament, but he was playing Caruana, and Caruana had some amazing runs, establishing himself as the clear number 2 in the world a few years ago, and ever since then, I don't know. At some point, Ronen was the clear number 2 in the world, and no longer, and Caruana was the clear number 2 in the world, and no longer, and well, only Magnus stays as the clear number 1. So I don't know. It's tougher to be number 2 in the world. We'll see if, I don't know, Firouzja might stand up to this test. But really, Caruana hasn't been playing great chess in the last years. I mean, I don't know, COVID, other things, but obviously one of the very best in the world, but no longer number 2, or maybe not even number 3 in the world. And this game, I gave you this 2 minutes dialogue about it. This game, I think, is a good reflection, really good reflection. So let's see why I think what I think. Well, hopefully right. Okay, I'm going quickly through this opening, playing some, I don't know, Reti opening, or however you want to call this line, which is very basic and simple. And White will try to play e4 at some point. Black is trying to, by the way, c4 also legal. Black will try to expand on the queen side. I think all in all it's considered a very okay line for Black, but just like any other line. I like the move h6, by the way, to allow bishop h7 whenever needed. a3 is logical to meet a4 with a b4. Okay. So going quickly to this position, and okay, I mean, I'm looking just this was a game, we'll see where they deviated. Yeah, on move 13, yeah, a4 was played. I can say that rook a to b1, this is an online game between Nakamura against Dingley Ren. Alright, so I mean, this position has been played by many top players, whether normal games or rapid blitz, but all in all, normal stuff. Okay. Yeah, it looks like Black is cramped, but it's not really. I mean, Black is just going to move everything to the queen side, and then push b5. And okay, where is White attack? Where is the knight h4, f4, f5 that is coming so quickly on the king side? Not really. So Black has enough time. Personally, I think I prefer Black here. I mean, objective, it's just a matter of taste. The position is unclear, but I would take Black here. Super simple play. And queen d8 I like, right? I mean, you want to push on the queen side, you want to bring your queen back. Okay. So here, yeah. Oh, okay, king h1. Obviously, White want to go f4, f5, and moving the king. I mean, d4, c4. Well, might look logical. I mean, Black is just going to go like this. And again, Black has created no weaknesses. It's actually quite a funny position to consider. White is pushing. Black is not pushing anything. But every push White, or most of pushes White is playing, are creating weaknesses. So it's quite typical. Yeah, I remember, I think, like Karpov talking about pawn pushing, and in a funny way about, well, Yeah, I understand I'm gaining space, but what about the weaknesses? He said it in a better, funnier way than this, but... Okay, but king h1 was played. And I think here black is already better. I mean, I'm pretty certain there were several other choices to go, but yeah, black is just... Everything is going on the queen side, and soon the bishop is going to move, and c5, c4 will be played. Maybe in some lines even bishop takes knight, we will see. I mean, bishop back is the most logical move, but quite surprisingly, I mean, this move is really acceptable, and this is like really fast. And this bishop on h7, almost forgotten bishop, this bishop is just a killer. So, oh wait, I thought I really like this game. I mean, because I will show you why. Okay, f4, f5. I will say that I think Giri should have tried to play more dynamic. And now this f4, f5, okay, it has to be white's idea, right? I mean, what else? Take? Yeah, so now some serious threats here. I mean, in some lines in the Caro-Kann, e4, c6, d4, d5, e5, bishop f5. This is a known idea. Black's bishop retreats back, and white sacrifices a pawn. Actually, white plays like f5, take, and then the pawn on g4 goes to g5, locking the bishop away. So when I've seen this position, it somewhat reminds me of that concept. All right. Knight c5. Okay. Yeah, it looked like the game got into white's favor, at least for my side. I'm not analyzing it too deeply, but all I can say is this. Giri played g6. Okay, no time apparently. But like this move g6, like, ugh, I mean, like, oh man, like, no, like, it makes me like really like, no, shiver, no, like, okay, but what, yes, it's easy, once again, yeah, easy, you sit at home, you drink, oh man, let me drink some not bad coffee. I have a yogurt here I need to finish, but I said, okay, let's do it. Actually, very good, what is it? It's a Greek cherry almond yogurt. Only problem with this yogurt, it has 0.6% fat. Would be much better with 5% or 10% fat, but we'll take what we have. Anyway, so you sit home enjoying your little coffee, some yogurt that needs more fat, and saying, oh well, I cannot play g6, I need to play knight c4, which looks incredibly scary, oh my gosh, and stuff like that, and maybe okay, maybe not okay, I don't know, but probably playable. But I mean, seriously, this g6, oh man, ugh. Okay, g4. Yeah, I mean, like, what? This is like, you can either win an exchange or maybe knight take. I mean, this looks like a no, big no. Okay, but here I have to be honest. I have to be honest and say that Caruana played bishop takes rook, and like, seriously, this bishop takes rook like doesn't feel right. Like that, like, I mean, I can say many times, it just feels really wrong. I mean, remember that we discussed a little bit in previous games. Well, to attack or not to attack, let's look at the squares, the pieces around the king. Look, that is an interesting square. Forget about the h4 square. The 4x4 around the king. How many pieces can one player bring, and so on. And I guess Caruana underestimated some defensive ideas, and I think this is a really big position here, where knight g4 is just crushing. I mean, you just want to attack your opponent in this position. Now, the big idea of this move is obviously the f6 square. the attacking. It's maybe not easy with 9-10 minutes, but again, you know, this is best player, one of best players in the world, and this I think is a really big miss for my taste. Like, I mean, just kill, you know, like young kids like to say, kill the dark color bishop. This is really ugly. Like, I mean, look at the bishop on h7. Remember the move g6 where I was like, ugh, no. And okay, pawn take is bishop a3. Yeah, I'm not saying it's obvious, clear, easy, oh my gosh. But I think that, okay, you know, Caruana, give him 30 minutes, he should see this 100 out of 100. That's my thinking. Maybe it was time, maybe it's not 100 out of 100, maybe it's 99 out of 100 and this was the one time no. But I think that this is, let's say this, Caruana 3-4 years ago, or even before, when he was having some of the best tournaments in history, right? I think his performance in the Sinquefield Cup, if I'm not mistaken, 2014, probably best performance known in chess history. I think he had 7 out of 7 and made 3 draws. And actually should have scored probably another 1 or 2 wins out of those 3 draws. I mean, it was really best performance in chess history, I'm pretty certain. Yeah, he would have not played bishop takes rook. I mean, this is winning. This bishop in the attack, you can enjoy analyzing it yourself after. Yeah, maybe he underestimated bishop takes g5 idea. I'm not certain, but and now bishop d7 is, I mean, probably take would have. Okay, the game is on. The game is on. I mean, bishop d7 is somewhat logical, I'll be honest, but yeah, just not working. I mean, the knight is jumping to c4, the rook is coming to e8. White has nothing. White is, and the pawn on e3 is quite serious stuff. So, okay. Yeah, and also, okay, this is also extremely weird what happened. I mean, both players are in big time trouble, so I mean, black I thought was way better now. And then this, oh, g5, I mean, you know, if when g6 was played, you're like, no, like g5, that's how it feels. I can breathe, I'm alive. And now I don't know what to make of this move. I know what to make of. Mouse sleep? Mouse sleep? I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, yeah, I really don't know. Okay, well, you know, that's just too much. So, I really think, okay, you know, leave aside for a second, leave aside for a second rook b6. I really think that it was really interesting game. Black playing on the queen side, white playing on the king side, everyone doing what they should be doing was really interesting. But not taking the rook and not continuing the attack, for someone 2800, I really think this, for me, this is the most interesting educational part of the round. So, okay, just don't go king g8. Sorry, king g6, king g8 also no. Yeah, just, oops, I skipped too much, but. So, yeah, it was a big victory for Giri, right? With the black pieces bringing him back to the tournament. You know, had he lost this one, -2, and yeah, that would be practically, I believe, the end of his tournament. I think he's also going to have lots of back energies for this one. And Caruana, yeah, I believe he had 5 draws in this loss, and yeah, it's Caruana 3 years ago was a better version, and I hope for Fabi that he's going to re-find the old Caruana that was well, playing clearly second in the world. Okay, in the other key moment, key game, I mean, Carlsen joined the leaders that are Vidit and Mamedov. All 3 of them have 4 out of 6 after this round. In a win against Rapport that was leading, sharing the lead with 2.5 out of 5. And I think there was one critical moment in this game. Let's have a look. Also, strange early move by Magnus. Let's have a look. Alright. facing Magnus with the black piece is never fun. Well, with the white piece is also not fun. Alright, yeah, this bishop e3, I think nobody played it. I mean, knight c3 or e3 are big moves played by many of the best players in the world. But bishop e3, almost no games, and I think really after bishop d6, like really no games. Yeah, it was Rapport that spent like 15 minutes on this move. Maybe, yeah, 15 minutes. He spent a little bit on rook b8 and 5 minutes on rook b8. Okay, so we are already like completely no games, no theory. Okay, but the game continued pretty normal for this Catalan versions, right? I mean, white will get the c4 pawn. Black will try at some point to get c5, and if black gets c5, it's supposed to be just equalish stuff, more or less. Okay, knight to b4. I guess some ideas of bishop a6 are out there. a3. Yeah, if bishop a6, okay, the queen just moves, and there will be some problem. For example, this move, taking is obviously awful, and this is quite illegal, right? So, okay, basically a way to fight against bishop a6 idea. Alright, yeah, so, I mean, we are not going to discuss this much. All I will say is this: it's typical for white to give the bishop pair. The big question again is c5 possible or not possible? Just for my head, you know, there is a game, oh man, I don't remember the year, maybe 2007? Maybe 2007, I would bet. 2007 or 8. It's a game of Kramnik against Carlsen, young Carlsen. And it was in the Catalan, and it was a really great game by Kramnik that managed to gain control of the c6 square, temporarily sacrificing a pawn, and yeah, like really just beating Magnus. Probably maybe the last time Kramnik has done it to Magnus in that way. But I'm thinking about it because here it's not that far for white to try and fight for this square and the c5 square. So knight d7 is a logical move for black. I mean, wanting to play one of the mostly c5 break, and again knight b3 of course impossible, right, because of bishop d5, but if when possible. So, and c5 was played again. You know, I was telling someone, they were laughing at me, quoting me. I was telling them, like in the Catalan, okay, if black plays c5, it's just equal. Okay, maybe it's a bit too big a thing to say, right? But in general, I stand behind it. If black gets to get rid of the somewhat weak backward c pawn, yeah, he's 90 whatever percent just okay. So I perfectly understand this this c5 idea here. I mean, a6, okay, maybe tiny too passive. Yeah, and here is the key question. I mean, this is an interesting interesting moment. I mean, okay, Rapport wants his pawn back, and well, we are not going to say no to that. I mean, bishop d5 might have been better. The queen will need to move, and with the pair of bishops and the pressure against a3, black should be okay here. Black should be okay here. Yeah, I mean, obviously Rapport thought about it and somehow didn't like it, but I don't know, maybe he thought this is an easier choice. Yeah, now this is the famous Catalan bishop, and this was no exception. Combining with the pass a pawn, I mean, this is scary. I mean, white is playing those positions for this bishop. This is the big hero, and the game was about even. Like, yeah, I mean, maybe somewhat in white's favor, but really, it's an equalish game, most of it. But here, I think Rapport just lost the game with this move. I believe that knight e5 was his best move, and yeah, I mean, just no reason to lose this game. I mean, not even no reason even to be worse here after. So this 95, the main idea is that after queen takes, bishop take a3 is absolutely making a draw for black, right? The key idea is that this is out there. And if the bishop moves d3, black should be alive, I guess, right? Black should be okay here. After this move, yeah, the pawn is just like mamma mia, like really mamma mia, and the queen looks in trouble, but not really. Like I guess stuff like bishop c5 you just take, right? And so e5 was maybe an idea, but I mean the pawn is just moving. Yeah, and so this queen e7 was just like really a wrong move, like one wrong move, but it's just really simple for white. And yeah, this is just over. Yeah, we don't have the nobody has the luxury of playing one big inaccuracy against Magnus. Just doesn't exist. Yeah, just doesn't exist. Yeah, lots of captures and game over. Yeah, again, I will go quickly to the key position, which was here. Whoops. 95 about a draw, equal, queen e7, almost losing. So, well, very important victory for Magnus joining the leaders. And okay, well, it will become more interesting as we go on and see if Magnus is really going to get a sole lead of the tournament or if it's going to be tight all over. See you in round 7. Bye.